We have Jen Weiss, who is our Vice President of Real Estate Lending here at Launch, and she has more than 26 years in the banking industry. And she's been here at Launch with us for almost 3 years. Joining us also tonight to tell you what you need to know on the real estate side is Lee Goldberg and Barbara Revington. They are just two of our awesome Home Advantage realtors who many of our members have worked with buying or selling their homes. They're going to explain to you how to get real cash back when you use them as your realtors. Plus, they'll give you lots of great information on how to buy or sell and just what to look for, and just lots of great do's and don'ts. We also have Tiffany. Are you there, Tiffany? Tiffany Johnson, who is our senior home loan specialist to help answer mortgage questions. And we also have Emily Thornburg, who is amazing and working behind the scenes with our presentation and the questions that you all are going to submit. So now that you know all of our presenters, let's get started with our first poll. Let me go ahead and launch the poll. First one we're asking is, are you a Launch Credit Union member? Just let us know, yes or no. Or maybe you're looking to become one. We'll give you just a few seconds to answer that. In the meantime, I do have a little joke just to fill up some time. What do you call a reptile that gives sound financial advice? An investigator. Get it? An investigator? Reptile? Yeah. Okay. Done with the poll. And share. Let's see. I guess everyone is a Launch CU member. That's awesome. And we have one more poll question. And this one is, let me launch it. Do you currently rent, own, or other? If you could just take a moment to answer that question for us. I'll give you a second here. And yes, I do have another joke while we're waiting. Why is it okay for an ICE company to commit fraud? Because their assets are already frozen. Get it? And here we go. Looks like we have 56% of you rent currently, 22% of you own, and 22% is in the other category. So it looks like most of you guys are renters. Very interesting, very good. So you're in the right place. And we are going to end our polls now, and I'm going to hand it over to Jen, who's going to go ahead and start sharing some great information.
All right, so I just kind of wanted to touch base a little bit and let you know exactly what products we offer here at Launch. We offer first mortgages, which could be a purchase or it could be a refinance of your current mortgage right now. We offer a true second mortgage, which is a home equity loan. We offer lot loans and mobile homes. We also offer home equity lines of credit, and sometimes you might hear it as called a HELOC. That's where you can go ahead and say, I'd like to borrow $50,000, but maybe you don't use all the $50,000 right away. You might want to start it off with $25,000 because you're doing home improvements. You're only charged interest on that balance that you use. We also do investment loans. So if you currently have your own property right now, your primary home, and say you decided, I think I want to have a rental piece of property, then in-house we could look to finance that for you. We also moved in at the beginning of this year for more investors who have multiple pieces of property and commercial loans. That we have teamed up with a third party, MBFS. Then what we do is we link you up with a representative from there to see what we can do as far as for your commercial or investment properties. Next slide, please. So the first thing to do if you're looking to purchase a home is to really kind of find out how much do you think you can afford. Rule of thumb is a value of 2 to 3 times your annual household income. But that's not the only thing. There's many things that come into play if you are looking to purchase a home. It depends on your employment history, your credit history, how much you have in savings and how much you have out in debts, and then how much of a down payment are you willing to make to purchase this home. Next slide, please. So some of the benefits of home ownership, the first thing that I just say is it's satisfaction that you own your own home. You can do what you want. You don't have to ask your landlord, could I paint this room? Could you take this wall down? You can personalize it the way that you want because it's your home. You have the right to build equity then in your home. So instead of renting and putting equity in your landlord's pocket, you're building equity in your home every time you're making a mortgage payment. And then it's a possible savings on your income tax each year. Next slide, please. So I just kind of want to talk a little bit about first mortgages as far as a purchase. So the minimum that we require here at launch is 3% down. We do not do FHA loans or VA loans here at launch, but we do the down payment as minimum as 3%. If you're looking to purchase a condo, that is 5% down. Also, if you're looking to do that investment property that I talked about, you would have to have 20% down because the max loan to value is 80%. If you have your home right now and you're looking to refinance, whether it's cash out or just refinance to get a better rate, the maximum loan to value that we will go is 80%. When you purchase a home or you're refinancing, if you are over 80% loan to value, we do require private mortgage insurance, which is, you'll hear PMI, but once it drops below the 80%, it's automatically dropped. So one thing that you want to really think about when you're looking to purchase that home is having the biggest down payment that you can, because if you could get below that 80%, that's going to save you on your monthly payments.
Goal number 3 is we're asking, are you interested in purchasing a home, refinancing your home, or other? I would say probably in the next year, I would say. So if you could just let us know, are you thinking of purchasing, refinancing, or other? And I do have another joke, by the way, if you want it. How do dinosaurs pay their bills? How do dinosaurs pay their bills? With Tyrannosaurus checks. All righty, let's see. It looks like you all, 70% of you are looking at purchasing a home. Yeah, and 20% refinancing your home. Excellent. I think you've come to the right place. Very good.
All right. Well, it's nice to see that 70% of you are looking to purchase because we have 2 wonderful realtors online that can team up with us to help you. So the first thing when you are looking to purchase a home, though, is what do you want to do? You want to first get pre-qualified. The market out there is so crazy, so realtors are extremely busy. So a realtor would love to see what you're pre-qualified for. So that way that they can go ahead, team up with you and see what they could help you look for. So to get pre-qualified, you can go and apply on our website, or you can call our 1-800 number, extension 5439, where you would get in touch right away with a home loan specialist. You're more than welcome to stop in any branch or make an appointment and sit down with an employee to do a scratch application there. Preferably make an appointment because in that way when you come in, you don't have to wait. What happens then as far as the processing time? Once you either do your application online or you stop in a branch to do a scratch application, once they hit submit or you hit submit, then you will receive an email pretty soon after that letting you know who your home loan specialist is. It gives you their phone number, their contact email information. So that way you know who's going to be working your application. That home loan specialist will then reach back to you within 24 to 48 business hours, and they will finish up the application. They will talk with you one-on-one to really see what type of loan are you looking for. They will go over what interest rate you will qualify for. Then what they do is they will submit it over to underwriting to get you pre-qualified. Once you are pre-qualified, then that's really then you want to enlist with an agent. So kind of going on to that, we're going to go ahead and watch a video regarding Home Advantage just to let you know all of the great benefits as far as being a member, what you get with Home Advantage. Home Advantage is a free membership for our members. When they go ahead and get signed up for Home Advantage, what it helps them is they can search for properties, they can buy, and they can sell, and they can save money also by doing that. So what they do is we get them registered so that they can go on the site, look at values, look at the neighborhoods, schools, ratings, things like that. And then when they're ready to either buy or sell, then we can go ahead and get them referred to a qualified Home Advantage agent. And when they use Home Advantage agents, they get 20% back of the agent's commission, and that's buy, sell, or both. So it's a win-win.
Because a lot of times, guys, the market's moving so quickly, and the average person will see 5 to 10 homes, and that's probably a good number right now, I think, still. You know, you might see a home that we know it fits your criteria. You know you love it. You've driven past it. You've seen all the cars out in front of it. That's when we say, you know what, let's just put this offer in and let's get you this home. The good news is we can always pull out if needed during the inspection period, or for some reason, if you're out of state, you're traveling and you see this home and you want it, we'll go secure that home for you. We'll go look at it for you. But that's how quick that this market is moving. And just know our services cost nothing. It's free. And we're giving you 20% back of what we make. So essentially, we're paying to work for you, the member of Launch. And that's one of the beautiful things that this program will bring to you. Not only expert advice and walk you through the entire process, but free money back that could go towards your closing costs, or you could get it as a check sent to you after closing and use that, you know, go on vacation, go buy a couch, you know, anything like that. You can use those funds towards that. And there's also the home run program that's happening right now. Get a free Ring doorbell.
Yeah, every time you a member registers for Home Advantage through this month, May and June, you get your name submitted in. And at the end of the promotion, we will be pulling out one person's name for that Ring doorbell. So it's just another extra.
A lot of good incentives, but here's the most important thing. If there's one thing from this webinar that you take home with you, it's this. You're here because you want to take that next step to be a home purchaser, right? You've taken the time, you set it aside, you want to know more. So take that next step again, and let's educate you so we can say, okay, here's the plan that you should be on, whether it's now, 6 months, or a year from now, because you're investing in yourself. The market continues to go up, inventory is still low, but so are interest rates. So if you're renting, save yourself some money, invest in yourself, and take that next step. And my suggestion and advice to you is, if you're in Volusia and Brevard, talk to Barbara or myself. Let's set up a one-on-one home buyer seminar. Let's get you through the motion. Let's get you pre-approved and see where do you stand. Just because you don't know, or you might have some credit issues right now. Look, I've been there myself back in the day. We've all been there. But the most important thing is, let's diagnose what's going on. Let's see, are you a good candidate now? Are you a good candidate when your lease is over? Or do we have some work to do? And that's what we're here to do, and the Home Advantage program does in conjunction with Launch, is to educate you and give you that knowledge, because right now knowledge is absolute power.
And not only that, even if you, I noticed in the beginning poll that there are some sellers out there. If you are looking to sell your house, this rebate also does apply to you. And you have the seasoned agents. I know for myself, I have been doing this for 25 years. When you deal with me, you're not dealing with an average person. You are dealing with a broker of a company. So you are dealing with a very qualified person like Lee, and we take everything that we do, every customer, and we work 120% for every single one of them. Whether you are buying or selling, you are going to get top-notch service without any doubt in my mind. And our teams are large enough to accommodate all of Brevard and all of Volusia. So
and really all of Central Florida too. And sorry to interrupt you there. When we talk
yeah,
about our teams, because guys, the market's moving so quickly. Let's say you're working with me or with Barbara, you text us at say 3 o'clock, Lee, this awesome house just came up. I want to go look at it in the next 45 minutes. Great, no problem. What if I'm showing homes to someone else? What if I'm taking my daughter to volleyball practice? Who knows? Guess what? We have our teams to get you in those homes. That's the beauty of this program is that it's been built out. Everyone's been handpicked, personally trained, not only by us, but also the program to make sure that our schedules never get in the way of your schedule. And that's the biggest gripe I hear about realtors is my realtor's never available, or there was someone else, or they're doing this. Guess what? We're never, ever going to miss out on that home for you. That I can promise.
and I agree with Lee on everything there. When you work with one of our teams, you are going to have your own personal showing assistant. On my team, we have 3 of them. And that showing assistant, their sole job is to open up doors. That is their entire job, is to get you in that house on your time frame, not mine,
Yep.
not hers, your time frame. So no, when you're working with Lee and I, we have the same philosophy that our customers are so important and we have their best interest at heart.
Well, and Barbara, I was glad that you brought up about the if you're selling, because we did have, some members saying they were selling. I just wanted to explain to the members, I used it on both. So I sold my house with a Home Advantage Realtor, got my money back on that. And then I also turned around and purchased a house. So I call it double dipping. I did that. And between the two, I almost got back $7,000. So as Lee had said earlier, go buy a couch or something like that. It's definitely, and like I said, it's absolutely free, and you are getting you're getting agents, like Barbara was saying, 25 plus years, and Lee's been in this for a long time, that they know what they're doing and they have a team.
So your first step is always to pre-qualify with launch. And then once you have that handy dandy pre-qualification with letter with launch, you're going to get assigned to a Home Advantage agent, and we're going to meet with you and help you find that perfect home where you're going to enjoy coming home from work at night. And then you're going to go into the processing end where Lee and I have done all of our part for real estate. Now the lender has to do their part. And then after the processing, we hand you the keys. And it is as easy as that, even in a crazy market.
We have a question from someone. They're asking, what is the average credit score to get approved for your first home?
Well, that is a lender question. Jen? Tiffany?
That's where I'm going to bring Tiffany back in.
So there is no average credit scores. We look at the entire picture. We want to look at your debt to income, how much assets you have, what your credit report looks like. So for first time home buyers, we would like to see maybe around a 670, but there's a bigger picture to that. We look at all assets, all aspects. So what you would do, just give us a call and we can look, dig deeper further into your credit profile and everything, and see what we're looking at.
Yeah, and one thing to think about is that's why, especially when you talk to a home loan specialist, a lot of times first time home buyers, they say, oh, well, my FICO score is this because they just did a consumer loan or anything. When we actually pull credit, it's a tri-merge. So we pull it from 3 credit reports. So that's why it's very important, to get with that home loan specialist. They will pull your credit and then they can narrow down what type of interest rate you qualify for with that credit score.
So I'm just going to talk about the next step. So once you find a house and you are looking to put a sales contract on it, so what's going to happen is you and the seller will sign a purchase contract, so a sales agreement. Once you and the seller sign that sales agreement, you are going to submit that sales agreement to your home loan specialist here at launch. That's when the processing begins. So a processor will then order the appraisal. They will order all the title work, and then they will also verify income. So that's all the processing that they will do. Closing for a purchase is about 30 days. And I know there's a couple of people looking to refinance. A refinancing to closing date is about 45 to 60 days. Okay, and we can go to the next slide. Okay, so here's just a snapshot of just the steps to for home buying, the home buying process. So first, absolutely most important, get pre-qualified. You want to see where you stand. So get pre-qualified. Once you are pre-qualified, you're going to find a real estate agent. Once you find a real estate agent, you guys are going to go shopping for a home. Once you find a home that you would like to purchase, that's when you get the sales contract. It goes into processing, and then it goes to closing, where you will close at a title company to sign all the final documents. So perfect. All right, so closing costs. There are closing costs involved in mortgages, and that goes for purchases and refinancing. So there's closing costs for both. So to get an estimate closing cost, it's you can estimate it by 3% of the loan amount. That's a good estimate of what your closing costs are going to be. We are a credit union, so we do not have to charge intangible taxes. We do not charge points. So, so overall, we have lower fees for closing costs. And then you can go to the next slide. We do have a no closing cost option, though. That launch will pay up to $5,000 in closing costs. If you're purchasing a house, you can pair that with Home Advantage and you save even more. So that's less money you have to come in with at closing. And we also have a no closing cost option on refinances. So give us a call to see if that's a good program for you. So approval and closing. So after you go through processing, you're going to get a final approval. Once you get a final approval, they're going to issue you, or we're going to issue you, a closing disclosure. What a closing disclosure has is your final figures, and it also has what you need to wire to the title company for closing. Once you have a closing date, on the closing date, you're going to go to the title company. That's where you sign all your documents and you get your final documents and get your keys. Go to the next one. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go over different types of mortgages launch offers. So we have residential lot loans. So just some terms on them. We can do a maximum of 60% loan to value. It has to be, it can't go over 5 acres, and it has to be in a developed area. Next slide. We also do manufactured mobile home loans. Maximum loan to value is 80%. You must own the land underneath the manufactured home, and it has to be permanently affixed to the foundation. Max loan amount is $200,000. So if you have equity in your house and you want to tap into that equity in your house, you have a first mortgage already. However, you don't want to refinance your first mortgage. We do offer second mortgages. The maximum loan to value is 80%. There is no closing cost on second mortgages unless you need an appraisal, unless an appraisal is required. So these closings are done at branches. Next slide. Okay, so we also, if you want to tap into your equity in your house, we offer home equity lines of credit. So they're called HELOCs. So right now we have a video of ways you can use a HELOC. So that was our little video. So it's good to have in case of emergencies. You just have that line of credit open. So the maximum loan to value on a home equity line of credit is 80% for primary residence and 70% for investment or second home. Again, there is no closing costs unless a appraisal is needed. And we also have fixed or variable rate plans available. Next slide. Okay, so getting your paperwork ready. Here's just a standard list of what documents we may require to process your loan. So we want to document all income sources. So we just need the documents on all your income sources like pay stubs, W-2s, things like that. We need 2 years of tax returns. We need statements on assets, asset accounts, like bank statements, 401ks, things like that. If you're refinancing, we're going to need a copy of your owner's title policy you received when you purchased the property. We're going to need a survey on the property. And then we got a couple other in there. So your homeowner's insurance policy, you're required to have homeowner's insurance on the property as long as you have a mortgage on it. If you are in a flood zone, we would require flood insurance, so we would need that policy. And again, if you're refinancing, we would need a current mortgage statement of your mortgage you have now. Okay, so why choose Launch? We have specialized one-on-one assistance throughout the entire process. Local servicing. So once you close on your mortgage, we will never sell your mortgage. You can walk into any branch and get information on your mortgage. We have fast closings and we have low to no closing cost loans. So I know they said that before, but how to apply, you can apply online, over the phone, or in branch.